I've been slowly improving my home desk setup to be as comfortable and productive as I can be when working on programming projects and making videos for YouTube. In this video, I'm gonna give you guys an updated tour of my setup, show you everything that I'm using, why I've made these decisions, and what I'd recommend if you're looking to build something like this for yourself. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is my desk. I've been using this desk for about 1.5 years now, and if you've seen my previous desk setup video, then you probably already know that I built the tabletop for it myself. I enjoy doing some woodwork, so I ended up joining several pieces of pine wood together, sanding these, staining the top with a dark walnut color, and applying several layers of clear gloss polyurethane to protect it. I really like its large size to fit everything that I need on the desk. It's 69 by 32 inches. I'm also really happy with how the dark walnut stain looks. To support the tabletop, I'm using dual motor electric standing desk legs by a brand called Topski, which I ordered from Amazon. After 1.5 years of use, they're still working great, and they support a pretty substantial amount of weight, maxing out at 225 pounds. I would highly recommend getting standalone standing desk legs like these and installing a tabletop yourself. You'll be able to end up with a much larger desk at a more affordable price. A really solid and popular alternative for the tabletop is the IKEA Carlby 74 by 25 inch countertop, which does come in a dark walnut color if you want a very similar look to mine. Alright, so having a sit-stand desk is really nice to keep yourself moving throughout the day, but for when I sit, I have a steel case gesture ergonomic chair. I didn't buy this chair at full price. I actually found a really good option in the used market, and that's what I would recommend. I found this chair very easy to configure. It's really comfortable and very nice to sit in for long hours. I'm not sponsored by Steelcase in any way. I was just looking for really comfortable chairs that would help prevent back pain last year, and I really like these. Alright, moving on to the computer I'm using, I have a 14-inch M1 Pro MacBook Pro with 16 gigabytes of memory and 1 terabyte of storage. I upgraded to this computer last year from a 13-inch Intel i5 MacBook Pro from 2020, and it's honestly been an amazing upgrade. The M1 Pro or M2 Pro MacBooks that were just announced are probably overkill if you're just going to be doing software development, but because I have to do video editing as well and work with 4K footage, the extra amount of power is really helpful. My older MacBook would heat up a lot and the fan would turn on constantly, while this one is always cool and always silent. I also really like the additional ports that this MacBook has, with the combination of the USB-C ports, HDMI and SD card ports, and my Bluetooth peripherals. I've been able to pretty much remove the need for a USB-C hub or dock, though it does sometimes come in handy. I also want to point out that I use a laptop-based setup because I like being able to take my work with me. I can just unplug my computer from this setup and then plug it into my office setup, for example, and I'm good to go. Additionally, I really like using a MacBook for software development because it's really nice for setting up and using a terminal-based workflow with NeoVim and Tmux, which is what I currently use. I have a series of videos where I go through exactly how I set up and configure the terminal, NeoVim, and Tmux and how this works, and I'll have links to those in the description. Having the M1 Pro chip allows me to have 2 external monitors. So for my main monitor, I have a 32-inch 1440p Lenovo monitor that I keep right in front of me, and for my secondary monitor, I have a 27-inch 1080p Dell monitor that I keep on the side. I really like my 32-inch main monitor, but if I were to get a new one, I would probably get one from LG. That's what I'm using in my office, and I really like them. I used to have a Samsung 34-inch ultrawide as my primary monitor and this Lenovo 32-inch monitor as the secondary one, but over time I realized this was way too much. I had to move my neck around too much to look at things, and it wasn't very ergonomic. Because of that, I switched to this 32 and 27-inch monitor setup, and I modified my workflow so that I primarily just look at this 32-inch main monitor right in front of me when I work. Typically, I have several workspaces in this main monitor with the most important stuff that I'm doing, and I use keyboard shortcuts to navigate between these workspaces easily. On the other hand, on the secondary monitor, I just keep the front end of the web app I'm currently working on so that I can instantly see the result of any changes that I make in my code. To raise up the monitors on my desk to clear up some space and be able to move them around easily, I'm using Wally dual monitor arms from Amazon, and they've been really great. They're really sturdy, they support up to 32-inch monitors in size, and they also come with built-in cable management. I also use a steel reinforcement bracket for them to prevent any damage to my desk. Along with my monitors, I also keep my MacBook open on the left hand side, and this is just for miscellaneous stuff like the music I have playing on YouTube or Spotify while I work. To raise the MacBook up on my desk and keep it at eye level, which is more ergonomic, I'm using a walnut laptop stand from Grovemade. They did send me this stand along with some other accessories you'll see on my desk, and I've been very impressed with the quality of their materials and also how well the walnut color of their products matches with the dark walnut of my desk. I'll have links to all of the accessories I'm using from them in the description. I also like to keep my phone charging on the desk next to the MacBook. It's on a walnut MagSafe stand that is also from Grovemade. I like to keep my phone here to test the functionality of the web apps I'm currently building directly on my phone and catch any errors that may arise that might not show up when I'm testing on my computer. I use the MacBook's internet sharing feature to test localhost projects directly on my phone, which is really nice and convenient. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a more in-depth video on how I do this. Moving on to my keyboard, I have a custom split wireless mechanical keyboard called a Corn. I actually ordered all the parts that I needed and built this keyboard myself. If you've seen my previous desk setup video, then you probably know that I used to use another split keyboard called an Iris. That one was a bit bigger and it was wired. I wanted something that was wireless and used Bluetooth and was more compact, so I ended up building this new one. I really enjoy using this keyboard for software development. It's made to be much more ergonomic than traditional keyboards. It's very customizable and it also helps me be more efficient. I have a dedicated video where I dive a lot deeper into the specifics of this keyboard and how it works, so I'll have a link to that in the description in case you're interested. Along with my keyboard, I also have a Logitech MX Master 3S mouse and an Apple Magic Trackpad. I primarily use my mouse over the trackpad, but I really like having both. The trackpad is really nice to have for doing any sort of gestures, like changing between workspaces or desktops and zooming into something. I have my keyboard, mouse, and trackpad all sitting on a medium-sized matte black desk pad from Grovemade, which I think looks great on my desk. I like using a desk pad to prevent my keyboard from slipping as I type, and it also removes the need to have a dedicated mouse pad for my mouse. Moving on to audio, I have a set of Klipsch bookshelf speakers sitting on a shelf above my desk, and these are connected to a mini Bluetooth amplifier from Amazon. This amplifier is really nice because it doesn't occupy much space on my desk, and I can connect my devices to the speakers either via an aux cable or Bluetooth. If I wanted to focus a bit more, I would use my headphones instead, which are the Sony WH-XM3s. If I were to get a new pair right now, there are newer versions of these headphones, and I would probably go with the Sony XM4s. I just haven't had the need to upgrade yet. Moving on to the storage solution I'm using for all of my photos and videos, which can be a lot if you're doing YouTube. I'm using a DS920 Plus Synology NAS with 16 terabytes of storage spread out amongst four 4TB WD Red Plus hard drives. Investing in a NAS storage solution can be a lot at first, but in the long run, it's a really good approach if you have a lot of stuff you need to store and don't want to easily lose. The NAS is connected to a CyberPower UPS, so that if for whatever reason my home loses power, the NAS will be able to stay on and then be able to shut down properly to prevent any data loss. Finally, I also have an OLED Nintendo Switch on my desk. I'm not a huge gamer, but I like playing on the Switch from time to time. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Those are all of the different things I have on my desk and everything I'm using for software development and YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it interesting and helpful. If you did, don't forget to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions or feedback for me, and remember to subscribe to the channel to see more content like this from me. See you guys in the next one. Peace.